Hi, John with Citizen Survival Plan here today. In today's video, we are going to talk about grid down cooking. Cooking when there's no electricity and or emergency cooking. I have a lot of different stuff on here that I'm going to talk about. Fuel, the way we can power our electric cooktops, MREs, just about everything. And most people are going to start with canned food. Canned food is okay. And I do think you should have a good stockpile of canned food at your house, but it shouldn't be everything you do. These other products exist in order to help you. And canned food also has a lot of downfalls. Specifically, the shelf life isn't amazing. There's a lot of people who say you can eat canned food indefinitely. I tend to disagree with them, but that is a debate for another time. Another downfall to canned food is if you need to move a lot of it quickly, it is heavy. All the cans and all of its non-dehydrated or freeze-dried contents will weigh you down. Or if you want to fill a car with it, it can really weigh a vehicle down if you have a lot of other gear you need to get into the car as well if you're getting out of Dodge. The next thing people think a lot about is MREs. Now we have a couple here. I'm going to leave some links to some recommended MREs in the description of this video. These are super cool and convenient. They come with everything you need for a meal in this bag. They typically, the military ones, or if you go to the civilian side, the XMRE, those are really good too. They typically will have 1,200 to 1,300 calories in everything. So I'm going to dump this out really quick. There is a lot of stuff in here. And like I said, there is no cooking or anything required. It comes with some crackers, an entree. This is, I think, chili beef mac and cheese or something. It comes with its own heater. So all of this is not necessary with an MRE, which is a huge advantage to these. There's some drink mix powder. And we can run some B-roll of this over to show everything that's in here. But basically, just like I said, it literally comes with everything. There's literally toilet paper in this and Tabasco sauce. I mean, they have everything. There is some serious downfalls to MREs, though. One of them being the nutrition sucks. Unlike freeze-dried food where we can get milk, granola, chicken, fruit pails. I mean, we can get everything. MREs are relatively limited, and if you eat them for a very long period of time, you will not feel great. Just ask anybody in the military. There is a running joke in the military. Instead of it standing for meal ready to eat, it is a meal refusing to exit. So take what you will from that. It is a joke I've heard many times. Another thing to consider when you're purchasing MREs is the manufacturing date and the expiration date on these. Typically, this is my opinion. Again, people will say you can eat these longer, but I will say 6 to 8 years is probably the maximum time you're going to want to store and eat these. Now, storing them in a hot attic or something, you're only going to get a couple months of storage out of them. But there is a lot of sellers of MREs on the internet, and you can end up with a very old MRE that is already expired by the time you get it, depending on the seller, how they got it, how they acquired it, and gave it to you. So this is something I want to do a quick explanation on. This is a military MRE, menu 7, and here's how you can tell the manufacturing date on these, just so you know. This is 2179. So what that means is this was produced in 2022 on the 179th day of 2022. So it gives you an idea of how old the MRE you are that you're purchasing. I have some links to some decent MRE suppliers in the description of this video. It is Venture Surplus, and I also like ammocanman.com. Those are the two that I like. I'm sure there's more. Both those sites are not sponsored by me. This is just where this came from. This one came from ammocanman.com, and I know Venture Surplus is a decent place to get them too. But be careful. Amazon sellers and stuff will sell you old ones. I actually, in about 2009, acquired some, and I realized that the ones that I had purchased were from the 80s. So there was just no eating them whatsoever. So just be aware. But if you get some good ones, it is ultra convenient, and they are great to pack for on the go, or if you are trying to build a bug out bag. I mean, these things are just absolutely perfect for that. Now, my absolute favorite thing for emergency cooking is freeze-dried meals, and specifically freeze-dried meals that cook in the bag. This has one additional step over an MRE, is you just need to boil a cup or two of water and pour it in this bag, and you can eat right from it. That is the most convenient way to do it. It is probably the most reasonably priced way to do it, and can offer you a rounded diet. Now, these are entrees. You can get, these are freeze-dried apples. You can get banana chips and all different kinds of stuff from Augustin Farm. These are blueberries, strawberries, apples, bananas, you name it. You can round out your diet with freeze-dried food, and especially if you store a lot of it. Now, what they also do is they make these number 10 cans. Now, this is chicken, but they make it in diced beef, ground beef, you name it. There's a lot of different meats you can get in these number 10 cans that can add a lot of protein to your diet. So the two best ones that I like, and these are always going to be my favorite and the highest quality in my opinion, Mountain House and Augustin Farms. And they are not a sponsor of this channel. They don't know me, and they don't know that I'm talking about them. This is a brand here that I do not recommend. This is a lot cheaper than Mountain House and Augustin Farms, but it is junk food. A lot of people say that like Wise Company and some of the other cheaper brands are not real freeze-dried food, that these are dehydrated. I cannot answer or confirm that, but it would make sense. Another problem with these is the fact that you cannot cook them in the bag, which is going to make an extra step. And I know a lot of people have criticized me for criticizing these companies for this, but if you think about it, if you have to put this in a pot and pan every time you have to cook it, you're not only making dishes, you also are going to need soap and water and more resources for cleanup and cooking this. So it is something to think about when you're purchasing freeze-dried food, especially the entrees. Can I cook it in the bag? It will make your life a lot simpler. A really great way to store a lot of filler food is in these food grade buckets with the gamma lids, and I will fill them with black beans and rice. This not only can be filler food for you, but you could feed other people with this, and it's super cheap. Next, I want to move into cooking it or heating up this food. How are you going to prepare it all? I really like propane because it also goes along with some of my other preps, but it also stores indefinitely. We have 3 different types of propane canister here. This is a disposable one that's not technically refillable, even though people do refill them. This is a Mr. Heater fuel keg, and this is refillable with its own proprietary valve, and it comes off of like a grill propane tank, one of the larger ones, and you can fill this up over and over again. This is also one too. This is the Flame King. I do not like this one as much now that this one came out, but this is still a good option. Another way we can cook is with an electric cooktop. Now, you're probably thinking, well, the power's out. How am I going to plug that in? Now, if you have a power station, which a lot of us preppers do, I have multiple, you can plug this in and recharge your power station with a solar panel. So on nice sunny days, don't burn your propane up. Use the electric off of one of your power stations for a renewable way to cook. This is another cool one. This is just propane, and it is just a single burner, and it just clicks onto the top of any one of these and will boil water very, very quickly. This is the Coleman Triton stove. This is another good option. It's a little bit more expensive than buying this or something else. This is the Ozark Trail. I'm going to show you this in one second. This is a just a dual burner propane stove, and I got a little kettle here that can heat up water for the freeze-dried meals. And again, this is going to run off any one of these tanks that we can refill from a larger tank so we can keep cooking. Now for you Bugout bag people, this is neat. This is a Ozark Trail dual fuel burner. So it comes with two different adapters, one for propane and one for butane. So the butanes, you can get these in smaller, and that base comes with this in this bag. And this is super small, and you can throw it into a mobile go bag or something. And you can either hook a propane tank or a butane tank to it and cook food, heat up water, whatever you need to do. And I know I've been criticized in the past for telling people to pack this and they act like it weighs 1,000,000 pounds. This is, I don't know, maybe 1 pound for all of this or less. It's not much. So it would be good to throw in a bag. Two little notes at the end of this is lighters to light your propane. Don't forget that. Wherever you store this stuff, just throw a couple lighters in it. And if you are cooking raw or fresh food that you have come by, whatever, keep one of these on hand. We did a cookout one time. We cooked a bunch of like fresh food on this grill, and we had raw meat and stuff. So just make sure you have a water container to wash up, wash your hands, keep things clean so you don't get sick and die in an emergency. So that about covers it for just basic cooking and kind of my opinions on what you should get, where you should start, and what you should stay away from. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.